On this episode, we get another dating coach in and we dive into the realm and the art of teasing. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about teasing and the magic that lies therein. Nate, give us a bit of a background on yourself.
Well, I'm 26. I'm a dating coach at the School of Attraction, and I really enjoy social psychology and, behavioral analysis.
Okay, good, nice. What got you into this space in the first place? Like, what was that sort of that moment in your life that made you go, "Oh, fuck, I think I need to work on this"?
Well, I was always a bit of a nice guy, and even especially after I went through a really bad breakup, I became even nicer in the sense of being more of a pushover. And I was so afraid of sleazing on girls that, I don't know if you've ever spoken to girls and they're like, "Oh my God, this guy approached me today." And it was like, I didn't want that to happen. And in my brain, being analytical, I was like, okay, don't talk to girls.
Yeah, right. Don't be that person.
Yeah,
right.
so,
okay.
But then I'd see all these girls walking through the street and just like, you could just tell that they were amazing women. They just exuded this amazing aura of energy. And it's like, I think that we get along really well.
I like it. Pick it up when you put it down. I like that. Well, okay. Right. So that's what made you do it, like that.
Yeah.
You just wanted to connect with these girls who were just like, "Oh, I reckon she'd be good for me."
Yeah, I was sick of having boundaries in my life, and it's, it felt like I wasn't going after what I really wanted, and especially that aspect of my life.
Yeah, nice. No, I like that. I like that. For some guys, it's just like they hit rock bottom, but I feel like it's so good to catch it before you get to a space where you kind of get into maybe a self-loathing and you're kind of really getting upset with yourself, and it starts sort of creeping into other aspects of your life where you're not too satisfied. So it's good that you caught yourself at that moment, right? Because it can get so much worse for a lot of guys. That's what I think this is so important, and we love what we do.
Yeah,
it's because we get guys from all spectrums of life with all different experiences, some better than others, but it's what makes me happy doing this stuff.
Yeah,
it's a feel good factor because we are really turning people's lives inside out, and sometimes in a really, really good way. So yeah.
It's really cool because a lot of them, they all have their own stories and they actually all have their own strengths. And so one person might be really good at humor, but they might not be good at connecting. And it seems to be that just generally, like, there are so many other elements in the recipe, of course, but that seems to be where they land. And, they kind of need to tap into this side, but they don't know how, and they might not recognize that they have to.
Yeah, it's like calibration. It's just making sure that you're not shooting yourself in the foot, before you really get to sort of show someone who you really are. So I like that. Really, really like that. So teasing, right? I think the importance of teasing is incredibly underrated. Like, it's just not pushed hard enough, and the value of it. Nate, what is your definition of teasing?
Teasing to me is a subset of humor, and to me it's really about playful fun. I've always been very playful, and to me that's what teasing is. It's me being playful with someone, and it's actually it's not negging. Like, it's nothing. You don't want to be bullying. You're not even really eliciting any kind of negative emotions in someone that negging or anything like that does. Teasing is actually meant to make yourself and the other person laugh.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's not negotiable. It has to be done.
So you're not laughing at that person, you're laughing with that person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it actually elicits good feelings from them because usually they'll laugh, and it's pretty obvious that you're doing well because in a lot of cases you'll see a woman go, "Ha ha, shut up."
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay. So you actually, your teasing's working, because the girls can be comfortable with you in that space. Yeah.
Yeah. It actually gives them permission to have fun as well.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So, like, I personally think teasing is one of those things that we did very naturally as children. The playful aspect of it. It's actually really flirtatious, but we kind of as time goes on, some people tend to dumb that down because of X, Y, and Z reason, with their upbringing, a whole host of things. Don't really, they steer away from something that was really natural to us as children. So I think maybe, plugging back in.
Teasing feels a little bit risky as well, and it kind of is, because like what you're effectively doing is you've got rapport and, that connecting conversation where you're finding similarities and you're actually connecting, and that's safe. And that's good. You want to develop that trust, but you also, as a person, you need to be able to learn how to sit in awkwardness and tension. And what teasing actually does is it puts tension on that rapport. And if you're not putting tension on that rapport, then you just bought yourself a one-way ticket to the friend zone.
Yeah, right. Right, so teasing is risky. It is risky. If it wasn't risky, no one would laugh. No one would laugh. No one would have a giggle. It's like we're really making sort of tangible connections between something else. And I'm not going to get into that, like what is a joke, right? But it's pretty much sending someone down a path with a statement or anything like that, but then kind of hitting them from the side with a response that is not something that you would expect. But somehow is related. Okay, so let's get into it a little bit more. Okay, let's get into some examples of teasing. Now, we're going to try and give you a bit of context, guys, when teasing is appropriate. Now, when you're talking to women, teasing is something that you don't do as a section, right? And then, tick that box and you move on. It's one of those things where you have to sort of weave it into your conversation.
It's important that it's not just, like you said, just ticking it off and going on. It's the same as everything. Like you need to have, it's almost like you're walking a tightrope of, serious conversation, humor. And part of that humor is teasing.
Excellent. So it is a constant balance.
Yeah.
Some people do it better than others. Some people just naturally more funny, more extroverted than other people.
Yeah.
But like for all you introverts out there, it's one of those things where you're going to have to reach nice and deep. Right, and really practice those things and bring it out, because
I know a lot of introverts that once they get comfortable, they're actually hilarious and they're great at teasing.
Yeah,
like especially when they're playing online video games.
Yeah,
they're just so funny.
Yeah, right. So, like in that space, you want to be totally comfortable with yourself doing that, but you have to practice to do those things. A lot of guys have it and a lot of guys don't, so you need to get to that space where if that's not you go out there, practice those things, test those things out, but as I always say, you need to actually do those things.
It's actually like a muscle. You've got your humor muscles, and it's that I keep going back to it's being a subset of humor, and you need to isolate that teasing muscle and really work on it. Practice. Like you can't just read about it in a book and then be like, okay, I know teasing. Next time this comes up in a conversation, you really need to work on your feet. And that's what actually makes teasing so funny, is when you have something that's so out there and
it's a risk. It's a social risk, and those who pull it off the best tend to get the reap the rewards. Fundamentally, that's what it is. But back to what we were talking about, getting in context, right? So when does teasing happen? It happens when you start, the initial conversation, but the topics that really come up that straight away are the things that we talk to on a surface level conversation, just trying to get to know somebody straight away. So those are the things like that are logistical, like, so where are you from? What are you guys doing tonight? What are you celebrating tonight? Like those things that you would naturally start a conversation with, right? The responses to that are what you need to sort of tap into when it comes to your teasing. So as an example, if Nate said to me, right, so where are you from? And I'll be like, I'm from Bondi. And you what would you say?
I won't hold it against you.
Yeah, right. Or you're like, so what do you do for work? I'm actually a lawyer. Right?
Oh, nobody's perfect.
So like he's got him. He's just got so it's just really tapping into what, and I think this is what we tell our students, like what are your natural responses to all these questions that you start off with a conversation. And there's a pattern, and just certain things that always come up, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not good at teasing, like write them down, find out what those things are.
Yeah.
And just practice them. Always look at the funny side of a response. Make the assumption. We were talking about it before. Like making an assumption is great. Like you can assume so many things and get away with the confusion of that assumption. Yeah. Like maybe you misheard something and something else. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said this. That's just a good way to go about a conversation, and you have to make it. Like teasing is so important because it has to be as I said to you before, it has to be lighthearted, but like it is social lubricant. It releases tension.
Yeah, and what it actually does is, so you've got this ritual conversation that, you're always going through, like, where you're from, oh, cool, I'm from. But what you're doing is you're actually splitting yourself apart from someone else, from, the rest, the majority of people. And that's exactly what women want.
Yeah, exactly. Now, look, there's some guys out there that need to work on the rapport and got their humour down, but like and I've noticed them, it's like, Jesus, how are they in their conversations for so long with such a little rapport to build? Is because being entertaining it's going to give you legs. It might not get you what you want in the end, right? Because obviously it is that balancing act that we were talking about, but at least you're entertaining. People are going to want you around if you can be funny and interesting, So those are things you definitely have to push forward for. And do you have any other examples that comes to mind?
I really like to mimic people. Like, probably the best example that I can think of is first world problems. And sure, they might be stressful, like legitimately stressful to someone. Yeah. But I've only got the iPhone 6, and you see it on Twitter, all these celebrities, and it's like, oh, I can't believe my mum bought me a car that wasn't red and it's white. It's massive first world. It's like, you can mimic them. You'll see examples in a conversation, and you might not click on it right away, but the idea is you go back later and you think, what could I have done? It's like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed that. Like, she was acting like a little bit
like princess.
A princess, exactly.
Yes.
Like,
not picture.
There you go.
Yeah, I do that quite a bit. Good. Okay, cool. No, I like that. That's excellent. Okay, so last week's question was, where was the best place to talk to women? And I think we got one response. Rob, thank you so much for answering it. He's like at shopping. No, he was at pet shops, asking them telling women how much he loved his puppies. So well done on that one, Rob. Look, we're just going to give you a few out there that we know to be very good places for you to just go out there and meet women. Like, number one, usually, is if you see them around, that is a good place.
Pretty much anywhere.
Anywhere that you see them is a good place. But just in case you're missing locations like Circular Quay, Darling Harbour, Pitt Street Mall, those are all very heavily populated. Through traffic. There's a lot of people walking around. So I think those, if during the day, are excellent.
And there's always going to be someone new.
Yeah, that's right. And on at night time, obviously during the weekends, you've got your favourite spots like Ivy, Argyle, Establishment, the Sheaf, and obviously if there's other places out there that are not in the Sydney CBD, I don't know about them just yet. Manly's pretty good. Manly, that's awesome.
Also, like, depending on what you're actually looking for, a lot of the backpacker nights are really good.
Yes. Jeez, how did I forget that? If you're a Monday night, Tuesday night party goer, you bloody rebel, you.
It's a school night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What's that place called in the Central?
Scuba,
yeah, a lot of places around there. Definitely the way to go. They tend to be a little bit more hypersexual, but maybe that's what you're looking for.
If that's what you're looking for, then who are we to judge?
Okay, so what is your question for today? Let's hear it, Nate. What have you got to tell these guys?
I'd like to know a time that teasing failed for you.
Tease fails. I like it. Whenever you fucked up heavily like that. Okay, so we're going to wrap this thing up. Again, below, down here, you'll notice the sort of breakdown for today's session, but also you'll see details for me if you want to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm constantly putting little things, little nuggets out there to help you stay motivated throughout this journey. Fun your life. And if you want to get into anything heavier, like you're getting coached by one of us and doing maybe the 13-week intensive course that the School of Attraction has, that is also there at schoolofattraction.com.au. But that is it for now, so until next week.